Monday. Hello, everyone. I am so thrilled to be here with you today. Welcome to the Visible Entrepreneur. New faces. Hello, hello. I know we have a couple. My old faces, you're still beautiful to me. So happy that you are here. It has been a crazy week. If you haven't heard, I spent last Friday in Las Vegas giving a TEDx talk, which is so cool. And I know that you guys have probably, if you've been here for about a year, you know that part of my vision board has been the TEDx talk. So it is so awesome to be able to check that off of my list and to have seen my buddy Calvin Wayne in there that was just on the Visibility Vixen podcast. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, I believe it's episode 52. So go check that out because we talk about how back when we recorded it 2 months ago, our goal was to be on a TEDx stage together. So it happened. So if you are watching, feel free to shout me out and say hello. Let me know where you are coming from. What I wanted to go over today, I was thinking about, okay, what do I think that the Vixens need? And I know that some of you are and more advanced than what I'm going to be talking about, but it's always good to revisit it just because this is such an important concept to go over. We're going to be talking about the basics of a funnel. I want to break down for you how to do this because there are some friends of mine even who are established entrepreneurs that do not have their funnels in place. I think this is a big mistake because you need to have everything prepared so that when your company does grow, whether it's from Pinterest or Facebook ads or a publicity opportunity, you need to have everything in place to be not only capitalizing on building your list, but making money now, right? And if you have all of this together, I'm sorry, I keep knocking into my computer. It makes the computer go like this. If you have all these basics together, then you're going to be able to monetize off your list and then be seen as the expert in your field. So this is so important. Hey, Haley, how you doing, girl? Haley knows this stuff. So I'm going to be going over the basics. I'm going to be giving you little descriptions of each step. And if you have any questions, I would love for you to pop them below because this is a challenging process to learn. When I first started Visibility Vixen, I knew I had my business pillars, which were systems, branding, video, and live streaming. So I knew that. But I was really trying to figure out how do I perfect each step so that I can really monetize off of the people that are coming in and give them the best value that I can. Liz is saying she feels like her list is about to explode, so she needs to get her funnel straight now. Awesome, Liz, and I will be putting this in the mastermind and getting more in depth with you guys. Liz is in the Visibility Mastermind. She's kicking butt. So I drew all of this out by hand on the whiteboard, which you might be able to see behind me, and was really figuring out, okay, I know that I want courses. How do I get people to actually purchase the courses? And we know like, okay, have them opt into the freebie and maybe make an email sequence, but how does all of that work? So I'm going to tell you what I did in the beginning, the different kind of piecemeal solution I did and what I use now. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll feel like you have a better understanding and grasp of how to authentically build your list in a way that actually monetizes and takes them through the entire funnel. Okay, so we're going to dive into it. What is a funnel? You've probably heard of this. You're probably rolling your eyes going, everyone's talking about funnels. I don't even know exactly what it is. Pretty much a funnel is designed to bring in people who don't know you into your fray, into your tribe. So that's the list building aspect. But a funnel is also designed to help turn those freebie people into customers. That's the entire reason why we're in business, is to make people customers. And this is where a lot of people struggle, where maybe they can build their list. Maybe they have 100 or 300 people, but none of them are buying. And there feels like there's just a little bit of a disconnect. You really want to nab people once they've opted in immediately with a super juicy offer. So how do you do that? So I'm going to start at the beginning. We're going to talk about landing pages. Hey, Ashley, how you doing, darling? What is a landing page? You've been to landing pages before. I am absolutely certain that is pretty much when someone is offering you something for free and you go to a page and it's pretty and maybe it has a photo of the free workbook or the free masterclass or the free quiz that you can take, and you get that in exchange for an email address. This is usually done through an email responder, or you can have an email responder and something called lead pages. A lot of people get started in the industry with lead pages. I personally had them for about 3 months, and then I got so frustrated because it was so hard to manage, and I thought, why am I paying hundreds of dollars a year for a software that, all it does is provide the landing page to go into at the time what I had, which was MailChimp. So I got rid of that, and I started designing my landing pages on my website and embedding ConvertKit forms. So do you guys want to see examples of this? Would that be helpful, or do you just want me to keep talking through it? Let me know, because I can hop onto my website and see if I can find where the freebies are. So you can absolutely still do lead pages in MailChimp for landing pages if you want. I personally think using your existing website pages with a service like ConvertKit, where you can create a landing page with ConvertKit but just embed a form versus create a full landing page, is nice and easy, because you can keep the branding really cohesive with your website and then just customize the color of the button in ConvertKit and embed that form. That's why all of my buttons on my website are that really like fire engine red. It helps it stay on brand. It looks great. And all I have to do is embed that form and paste it over into my website. So that is the landing page, which leads into the freebie opt-in. Your freebie opt-in should always, 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 and this is a big mistake that I see, lead into your course somehow. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I know about this. Let's say I want people to take like a branding quiz, but I actually offer, mindset mastery coaching packages. It's like that's a huge mistake, right? You have to reverse engineer your paid products to make sure that your freebie goes right along. Because if you're following a funnel and someone's opting in with their email for like the branding quiz, then they're going to be pitched as the Tripwire, the branding masterclass, and then they're going to be pitched as the course, Branding Like a Badass. It makes sense. So make sure that your freebie opt-in makes complete sense to get them over to here, which is where you want them to buy. So we've covered landing pages. We've talked about lead pages, MailChimp. We've talked about using a website service, like for me, it's Squarespace and ConvertKit. You can also do this with what I use, which we'll get into a little bit more later, which is ClickFunnels, which takes care of all of these pages for you, but we'll talk about that later. So people have gone to your landing page, they've put in their email address, they love you, they've been added to your list. What happens? For 99% of the entrepreneurs out there, nothing else happens, right? They're added into the big list and the etherness of nothingness until they get your next newsletter. Well, this is the best time to get people to buy from you. It's new, it's exciting, it's their first time of seeing your face, so why not put a little extra effort in and offer a Tripwire? Or if you don't have a Tripwire, offer a low-cost offering of one of your products or whatever it may be. For me, I specifically design masterclasses, which are priced anywhere between $17 to $27, so that right after they opt in, they're offered the Tripwire. Do you want this masterclass so that you can absolutely rock your live streams? Do you want to be able to go live in 5 minutes instead of waiting for the Comfy on Camera challenge? Take the masterclass. A Tripwire is what this is called once someone opts in for free and gets an immediate upsell. It can be a little bit more complicated to put together. I think there's two great options. Number one is to pretty much create this as a separate unlinked page on your website. You can make this password protected if you want to, especially with Squarespace, but embed a video, do a tutorial. I use a slideshow and all that stuff. Have that be where you're sending people who purchase. You can have them purchase by using a software like Samcart. So if you're going to use Squarespace or WordPress to host your masterclass, which is the link that you send them to once they buy the Tripwire, you can have them buy it with the software like Samcart, or I don't know if PayPal does their own checking pages. You might have to create a sales page as well and then embed the PayPal button. It is a little complicated, I'm not going to lie to you, but what I did is that I would have two lists, and if people bought the Tripwire in ConvertKit, they would get tagged into they bought the Tripwire. They'd get delivered an email that says, thank you so much for buying the masterclass. Here's the link. And I would embed the link into the text. And that would send them to that private page on my Squarespace where they could watch the masterclass. Another option that you can do if you don't want to worry about all this back and forth stuff is ClickFunnels, which I'll get into a little bit later. So we've taken people from the landing page to the freebie opt-ins. Now they've been offered the Tripwire or the low-cost offering. What now? They're going to a checkout page. This is where Samcart or PayPal or Stripe come in handy, right? It can be a little bit confusing, but you need to make sure that you have a software that if they buy, they're added to a different list, or they at least get the delivery of the product. I unfortunately can't tell you every different checkout page that is out there, but I can tell you that Samcart is pretty easy to connect with ConvertKit to make that happen. And they do have a package that's now available where you can get it for, I think you get 5 checkout pages for $16 a month. So if you're just starting out, that might be a great option for you. Like I also said, you can use ClickFunnels. We'll talk about that in a minute. Is everyone lost? Is everyone freaking out? Or is this making sense? You've gone from, let me see, I'll start here. It's backwards on live stream. You've gone from your landing page with the freebie opt-in. They've given you their email address. They're added to a list. Your list is a software like MailChimp, ConvertKit, ClickFunnels, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, whatever you're using. Then you are pitching them a Tripwire, which is a low-cost offering. I like to keep it between like 17, and I wouldn't go over like 47. I know some people do. I personally wouldn't, because I personally wouldn't buy that. So you're going to do that. Then you're going to take them to the checkout page where they get the delivery of the Tripwire, and then they are completing their purchase. You have an option in this funnel, like what I do, to add what's called an upsell. Someone buys a Tripwire, then you know that they're a warm customer. Do you want to pitch them something else at a discounted cost? I do this with my courses. You can do that. I know this is very overwhelming and it's a ton of information, but I want you to start thinking about this now, because the last thing that you want to do is set up freebies for everything and have nowhere to go. And just be randomly emailing your list like, hey, I have a coaching package, want to buy it? It's like they're not warm, right? You might get a couple conversions, but you want to get people while they're warm. And even if you're like, I only do coaching packages, that's awesome. But what if you also offered a little masterclass? What's something you talk about on every call that people struggle with that you could offer for, $17, so that once someone opts in, they immediately are warmed up to you. This is the best way to build know, like, and trust, because people are going, oh, I like her style. I like what she's offering. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to work with her. Or it just makes them not leave your group, not leave your list because they like you. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm here to answer any questions. While you type those in, I'm going to talk a little bit more about ClickFunnels, because this does cover all of your bases. I was talking to my dad, 3 or 4 months ago, and I said, I wish that someone would just invent a software. And I said, and maybe I'm going to have to do it, of course, where you could have all of your opt-in pages, you could have your email list, you could have your checkout pages, you could have your membership, you could have your email responder, everything in one place. And then I heard about ClickFunnels. So I'm not going to lie to you, ClickFunnels is hard to learn. Even though Russell Brunson gives you like an email every day trying to teach you, it takes a lot of work, it does. But the beautiful thing is that once you figure this out, once you feel like you've been hit by that Lion King stampede going over Zazu over and over again, and you start to understand it, everything is in one place. So I use ClickFunnels for all of this, and you can get all of this for the $97 option, except for one part. So you can have your landing page, you can have your freebie delivered, you have your Tripwire, you have your checkout pages, you have all of that stuff. You do have to get the higher package if you also want something called Actionetics, which is your email list. But the nice thing is you're not paying something extra every month as your list grows. It's one flat rate for ClickFunnels. So that's why I really love it. I do wish that I would have started with it a lot earlier, because otherwise you're going from Squarespace site to ConvertKit to Samcart to Teachable to whatever. Some of you maybe Dubsado or whatever. it can be really, really confusing. And I know how frustrating that can be. So I think that even though it's challenging to learn, I wish I would have done it sooner, so I just would have been done. So I have included some links here to the right if you do want to check out some things and get free trials of them. The ClickFunnels, it's a free 14 days if you want to check that out and start learning, YouTubing and watching their videos and seeing if it's going to work for you. ConvertKit, if you want to just cover landing pages and an email responder, that's a 30-day free trial I have for you guys. And the last thing that I want to let you know about is that I am running now the Visibility Mastermind. We have 18 fantastic girls in there already. Liz is one of them, and we are having such a blast. We are diving deeper. Every week you get a new assignment to grow your business. Every week you get a Q&A. We have girls becoming pen pals with each other. This is a great additional support if you want to be kept on task of actually growing your business. So that link is in there as well. My intention is for you to make some kind of an action after watching this live stream, whether it's going back to your desk and putting together, sketching out what you want your funnel to look like, whether it's taking action and signing up for these free trials with ConvertKit or with ClickFunnels to see if they'd be better for you. Because here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be a cheapo. And I know that it's really hard when you're building a business because you don't want to bring on additional expense. But if you're still with MailChimp and WordPress and PayPal, it's going to be a challenge. And I don't mean this to dissuade you. If you love it, that's totally fine. But you have to build your business for sustainable growth. And this is for the people that want to build that sustainable growth, who plan on getting more publicity, who plan on taking action to get their name out there and investing eventually in ads and all of that kind of stuff. This is the live stream for you. Because what I don't want is for you to get down the line and people start opting in, people start wanting to buy, and you're trying to piecemeal things together. That's a disaster. I've seen it happen. I've gotten a coffee with friends who have allowed that to happen, and I'm on their computer trying to save the day. It's a challenge. I just don't want you to have to deal with that headache. So whether that's the mastermind for $57 a month, whether that's ConvertKit, which I think starts at $29 a month, or whether that's ClickFunnels, which starts at $97 a month, take some kind of action for your business today. We're coming into Q4. That is the last quarter of the month. So if you're no further than you were in January, something needs to change. Okay? So Justin's here. Yay. I'm so happy Justin's here. I asked him to come into the group because he designed the Visibility Vixen logo. And I said, I'm sick of trying to put in exactly where they can find you. I'd rather just tag you. So can you just join the group? So thanks for doing that, Justin. He also has the Super Tangent podcast, which I was a guest on, which was so much fun. So be sure to listen to that if you haven't yet. So that is what I have for you today. If you have further questions or you're catching this on the replay, no problem. Put in a comment. I will be here today to answer questions for you. In the meantime, I'm going to hop on over to my Visibility Mastermind to check on the girls there, and that link is in the description if you want to join. We have 20 seats left. Have an awesome Monday. Take some action, and I will see you later this week. Bye.